各位亲爱的新加坡同胞们，大家晚上好，我是前进党的潘群琴。小的时候，当我母亲工作时，我是由我外祖母带大的，而她就住在哥本巴鲁。后来我上爱童小学以及圣尼各拉女中，也都是在哥本巴鲁。这里有着我童年和青少时期的记忆，处处带着我的亲人和我的朋友们的身影。所以不久之前，当我在考虑竞选单选区时，就很希望能够在哥本巴鲁竞选。所以大约1年前，我与我先生开始在哥本巴鲁走访，想进一步了解哥本巴鲁的近况。而马利蒙呢，则是我与我先生工作的地方。我们创业时的第一间教育中心就是在马利蒙，到如今已经有20多年的历史了。不久前，我在马利蒙做家访时，就碰到了从前的学生，如今都已长大成人，踏入社会了。这2个地方对我来说都是很特别的地方。所以我很高兴，前进党能为这里的居民带来2位优秀的候选人，以供选择。虽然我这么形容自己的先生有点厚颜，请大家多多包涵。我也不再多说了，一会儿就由梁文辉进一步介绍2位候选人。接下来我将以英语发言。Dear Singaporeans, good evening. I'm Hazel Poa from PSP. Thank you for gracing us with your presence here tonight at PSP's very first rally. Today, I would like to discuss an important aspect of Singapore's governance, the enduring dominance of PAP in Singapore politics. PAP has been governing Singapore for 66 years. Many of us have never experienced a Singapore that was not governed by the PAP. Myself, for example, when I was born, PAP was already the ruling party. As I grew up, I witnessed the economic transformation of Singapore. Our public housing program also brought great changes to our social landscape. Many people's lives got better, but there were also chilling moments in my youth that brought fear. Some Singaporeans were arrested without trial. Adults around me told me not to get involved in politics. Opposition representation was non-existent when I was a child and was very small even by the time I entered politics. Of course, a lot of time has passed since then, but even now, opposition is severely underrepresented. At the last GE in 2020, PAP won 60% of the votes, but that translated into 90% of the elected seats. So even though 40% of the population voted for opposition, only 10% of the elected seats were held by opposition MPs. This distorted result is due to our first-past-the-post voting system. The PAP's dominance in Parliament is likely to continue for some time to come. Now, what does this dominance truly mean for us? On the positive side, it ensures continuity in our policies and fosters stability. On the negative side, it allows the ruling party to put and keep in place rules that create an unlevel playing field and hinder fair political competition. Singaporeans, we take pride in meritocracy. But meritocracy can only exist where there is fair competition. Only when competition is fair can the best person win, rather than the person who has the best connections or the person who has the most money or any other advantage not related to ability. Do we have fair competition in Singapore? What do you think? Yes or no? Let's take a look at one example. the review of electoral boundaries. Is it fair for SMCs where opposition perform well to have a much higher chance of being absorbed into a GRC at the next election? Various opposition members have labored for years in SMCs, building rapport with the residents, only to find all the effort gone to waste. A recent example is Bukit Batok SMC, where Dr. Chee Soon Juan contested in 2016 and 2020. This year, Bukit Batok SMC has been absorbed into Jurong East Bukit Batok GRC, and Dr. Chee has had to start afresh in Sembawang West SMC. If this were an isolated incident, it would not be quite so worrying, but it is not. Historical data tells us that this is a pattern. Statistics tell us that this is not random. I have presented these statistics in Parliament in August 2024 when I filed a motion on electoral boundaries review. During the electoral boundaries review debate, when the leader of the opposition, Pritam Singh, asked Minister Chan Chun Sing directly in Parliament whether there is gerrymandering in Singapore, the minister did not reply directly. He did not state categorically that there is no gerrymandering. He merely described for us again the existing process of reviewing boundaries. What does that tell you when the minister is unable to declare in Parliament that there is no gerrymandering in Singapore? So the question facing us is, has decades of PAP dominance affected the independence of the EBRC? And what about other important institutions? Democracy works on the basis of division of power and a system of checks and balances. Part of the system is the independence of various key institutions, the public service, the judiciary, key appointments like the Attorney General, Accountant General, Auditor General, the President, etc. The media and the union should also be independent in order to perform their roles wholeheartedly. If the independence of key institutions and appointments are compromised, our democracy is compromised. A pervasive interconnectedness also limits the space for individuals to be independent-minded. Take another example. Nominated members of Parliament are supposed to be non-partisan. Their existence in Parliament was justified on the basis of bringing non-partisan views into Parliament. However, the recent resignations by two NMPs in the middle of their terms have thrown doubts on this. One is running as a PAP candidate, and another originally applied to join the PAP, but later decided against running, probably due to the public outcry. PAP's political dominance has also given them the ability to change the constitution whenever they want and however they want. To change the constitution, we need the approval of at least 2/3 of the MPs, or 67%. PAP representation in Parliament exceeds that threshold easily. This has enabled them to change the criteria for the elected president and reserved the presidential election 2017 for Malay candidates only. And our poor chairman got his name changed by some netizens. Instead of Dr. Tan Cheng Bock, they call him Dr. Tan Cheng Blocked. In the 2011 presidential election, Dr. Tan Cheng Bock lost narrowly to Dr. Tony Tan. In the 2017 presidential election, he was blocked from contesting due to changes in the criteria. In the 2020 general elections, Dr. Tan Cheng Bok, together with 4 other team members, Man Wai, Jeffrey, who is our candidate for Marymount, Logan and myself, narrowly lost in West Coast GRC. But today, he is here to fight again. We are here to fight again. This is the spirit that he has passed on to PSP. You may knock us with your might, but we will get up and fight again. For 2 general elections in a row, the PAP has moved a deputy prime minister to a new GRC at the last minute to try and improve its chances of winning. Is the GRC system meant to just ensure multiracial politics? Or does it also help to entrench the PAP's dominance? PAP's dominance is especially worrying when it is accompanied by falling standards. Many Singaporeans have observed that the current PAP is different from the old PAP. My colleague Man Wai will talk more about this later. Dear voters of Marymount and Kebun Baru, please help us bring more opposition into Parliament to check on the PAP government, to bring more Singaporean voices into Parliament, and to bring up alternative viewpoints. More ideas and more perspectives are needed, especially in uncertain times. PAP MPs cannot take a position that is different from their party position, but our candidates can if they are elected into Parliament. Our PSP candidates will stand up for you if it is in your best interest. They can represent you and bring your voices into Parliament even when your views are different from the establishment's. Vote for PSP. Thank you.